Thanks for joining me on Storytime with Juicy. Today's story is fantasmagorical.
Fantasmagorical.
I hope you like it. Let's read along.
It's Storytime with Juicy.
I'm really not tired. Written by Laurie Sunshine. Illustrated by Jeffrey Ebbeler. I'm really not tired, called Samuel McKay as he climbed into bed at the end of the day. I want to stay up. It's not even that late.
It's bedtime,
Dad said.
It's 7:45.
But Sam was quite certain the fun must begin after teeth brushing, face washing, and tucking in. He was sure he was missing all kinds of great fun that went on when his folks said the day was all done. So he thought it all out, made a plan in his head. Tonight, he decided, he'd slip out of bed, escape from his bedroom, and sneak down the hall to find out the truth for once and for all. He'd search the whole house. If it took him till dawn, he'd look in the attic, he'd check the front lawn. He'd try to discover what went on out there, and for an accomplice, he'd take Petey Bear. Sam waited while Dad tucked him in snug and tight and kissed him and wished him sweet dreams for the night. He waited while Dad shut the light and the door. Then Sam slid his tippy toes back to the floor. Tonight's the night, Petey. Don't make any noise. We'll find out if Mummy is playing with toys. I bet Dad plays video games that go beep while we have to stay in our bedroom and sleep. Or maybe they're eating pink ice cream and cake. Sam whispered to Petey, "Good thing we're awake." Across the thick carpet, they started to wriggle. They got to the door without one tiny giggle. Sam pulled just a bit so the door wouldn't squeak. And into the hallway they started to sneak. Could there be a circus camped out in the kitchen with lions and tigers? They stood still to listen. I think I hear clowns juggling apples and fire. I bet there's an acrobat on a high wire, and horses and elephants and chimpanzees, and Dad swinging Mum on a flying trapeze. We miss all the fun, Pete. It's really not fair, Sam said as they slid on their seats down a stair. Could our basement be filled with 1,000 toy trains? Does our bathroom have fish swimming up all the drains? Down the steps, one by one, they continued to sneak. They were doing just fine, till the 5th step went creak. Get back into bed, they heard Mum and Dad shout. How Sam and Pete ran! They had just been found out. They flew up the hall to their room out of breath. Poor Petey, Sam whispered. You look scared to death. They jumped into bed, pulled the covers up high, pretended to sleep, and then let out a sigh. Sam's sheets were so smooth, and his soft pillow beckoned. He thought about sleeping, but just for a second. He rubbed his eyes once, and rubbed Petey's eyes too. Oh, maybe the guest rooms turned into a zoo. And monkeys are swinging around on the drapes, and hippos and parrots are all eating grapes. Oh, Petey, we have to go through with this plan. We'll just tiptoe quieter. I know we can. So they pitted and patted. They tiptoed and crept. Then over the creaky stair carefully stepped. I bet there's a rocket in Dad's parking place with astronauts waiting to blast into space. They scooched 2 more steps as they stifled a yawn. Oh, maybe a T-Rex is out on the lawn. In just a few seconds, Pete, I'm sure we'll see the best fun goes on here without you and me. They silently slid to the very last stair. We're finally here at the den, Petey Bear. And now was the moment. Sam gripped Petey's paw. He twisted his head round the corner and saw his mother and Dad doing nothing at all. "That's it?" Sam complained as they hid in the hall. It wasn't at all how he'd pictured those scenes. Dad worked on the crossword. Mum read magazines. Where were the monkeys, the ice cream, the cake? Was this all he missed when he wasn't awake? So Sam McKay sighed and trudged back to his bed. He pulled his soft blanket right up to his head. "I guess we just missed it, Pete," Sam said with sorrow. "We'll have to be quicker when we try tomorrow." He hugged Petey Bear and repeated once more, "I'm really not tired," then started to snore.
Shh.
Join us next time when we read Grandpa for Sale on It's Story Time with Juicy.